All right then. You guys still hear me, right? Probably do, but I'll continue. So here with me, I have Ricardo. Ricardo, can you say hi? Ricardo is like a really nice CSC student. He has finished HLP2 or PL2 as they call it, and he has really ample experience in coding in Java. So he'll be here as a co-lecturer. When oh yeah, why did I forget? My God. Sorry, Ricardo. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Like I always because like there's another guy in CSE, like I keep mistaking you for okay. All right. I'm getting called out now. Well, sorry, mate. I don't mean to be racist, okay? So yeah, he's a really good Java guy. So having him here with me is like my pleasure, you know. He's also the one who kind of who wanted to come in here and help you guys out because a lot of people struggle with HLP2 and it's a big weeder subject, as we all know. It's a weeder subject in that the professors kind of want you to fail. And they make sure like the whole exam format is designed so that you cannot make any mistake basically. At least in the lab exam, you're allowed basically no room for mistakes. So yeah, we'll start now. I'll stop blabbering. So let's. Wait. I paused my screen sharing. Man, Zoom is so annoying with the new format. All right then. Now we're good. Yeah, I'll start with the warm up. Okay, so first of all, we have today's warm up, which is the books assignment. The books assignment is basically what he gave us, and I think the exam will be very similar to this. So okay, let's start with. I'll open up the assignment. I think I have it saved somewhere. Somewhere. Let me open it up. All right then. So the assignment wants us to create a book class inside of a library package, which I have right here. I'll go through all this again later for you guys, so you guys understand. But okay, you know what? I'll just do this. I'll just make a new project and I'll just do the whole thing again. Nope, not that. All right, so I have a blank. Consider this like when you go into IntelliJ, this is what you're gonna see after you create a blank package. So you have to create, first you have to create your package, which is in our case is library. I believe everyone knows these steps. I'm gonna go through them quickly. And book, which is our class. Now that we have the class, the first thing we have to do is, of course, we have to define the fields. In the assignment, it said that we need the string field, string that is in the title. So title, and then string author. Yeah, the second one is author, and the third one is an integer field. So use small int, okay? I'm sure you guys are not confused about this, but just in case someone was using big integer, use the small one. Pay the price. All right. And then that's the first requirement done. And after that, we need to look at the OO requirements, basically. I know like the teacher gave us the assignment is pretty standardized, but we need to look at the requirements first and see what we need for the class. And it says that we have to define a constructor for all fields. So what does that mean? It basically means that we have to, yeah, man, I'm making this way too smaller. It basically means that we have to create insert a constructor. So we do the simple generate constructor. And if it says all the fields, it does mean all the fields. So pick everything, control, and then click on everything. And it's all automatically there for you. HLP2, I feel like, it's a lot of generating and way less coding than HLP1, which is a kind of a blessing considering the amount of typos you can make. And the second requirement, it tells you to do it for everything, but except for the price. So you just pick two. And the price itself is going to be set at a default as $4.99, $9.99. So this one. Just the audio check again. You guys are listening to me, right? Like give me a reaction or something. If you can still hear me. There we go. All right then. You guys are
Hello?
seeing everything, right? Yep. Oh shit, man.
Can you make something? It's really helpful. You can split your screen between your IntelliJ and assignment, so people
Assignment.
can
Oh,
see
okay,
what you're
yeah.
doing.
Right. I'll post my assignment on the group because I actually have no idea how I can do both at once. Like share both screens.
Uh,
Let me see. I
okay
can do
then.
both. Mm.
You can just do it
Oh
in
yeah,
one screen.
yeah. I can do one more screen. You're right. So here, I'll have it shared right here. You guys can see both, right?
I mean in one screen you to show you
Oh
the
no, no. I
IntelliJ
tried that.
two windows.
Oh, it does show
Yeah,
it.
something like
I thought it
that.
was.
Yeah,
I thought it
something like
was
that.
like before I tried it, it was like blank. So I thought it didn't
Uh,
work, so I stopped trying it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, so I
I
have
think
the
it's
assignment right next to me here, and you can see the OO requirements. This is what's important. I'm gonna zoom in on them because it's kind of small. There we go. So we have done so far is 2 steps. Define a constructor with a parameter for all the fields, which we have over here. And finally, we have all the fields except price, which is over here. And we hard coded it. So the price is always $4,999 in this case. These are just easy requirements. And the next one is to make the fields non-visible. So we have to make them private. You guys probably learned about this, but the visibility classes, they have private, which is the most private. You can only view it from the same class. Not even a subclass can see it. And then there's protected, which only subclasses can see. And there's the default, which is nothing. When you have nothing, like no private, no protected, no anything, the files from the classes from the same package and the package itself can see your fields. But for I don't want to delve too deep into it. We have to put these as private because they're not visible to other classes. So yeah, everything is private. And then we must define make the title and author fields read only. So final and final. Final is basically what you want when you want a field to be read only. So you can get it. You can get it, but you can't set it in the simple way. You can grab the title and the author, but you cannot make any changes to it. And we'll see when we are trying to define the getter and setter methods. So here, again, the generating thing is very important. I recommend you guys pay attention. Getter and setter. You see how I'm picking everything. Right now, I'm just going to pick everything for it. But since I set the fields as final, you will see that when I generate, there will only be a get title and a get author. There will be no such thing as like a set because we cannot set it. It's final, as you would say. So here we have set price, we have a get price, but we have no such thing as a set author or a set title. So just put in the final keyword and then just do both getter and setter for everything. It will automatically generate what's needed and it will not generate, what's unnecessary. Really easy, honestly. So far, we've not really gotten into anything interesting yet. And then now we need to override the toString method. So the concept I want to talk about here, most people don't know what override means. Overriding just means that the class itself has a built-in class, has a built-in method, has a built-in method or function, as you would call it in like normally. And you're overriding it by making your own version of it, basically. By like specifying, oh, this is the version I want. It's gonna override the original one. So toString method, and then we just select none because we're making our own format. Over here, for the toString method, I want to specify something. A lot of you guys do this, which is, how do I say this? Title plus author. Wait, no, not that. Plus this. And then plus author, and then plus price, which is the simple way to do it. That's the obvious way to do it. It's very easy to read, very easy to understand. But imagine like the airport how can I say this? In a more complex example, you say, oh, this has to be in a bracket because he did do that for the other assignments. This has to be in a bracket and you have to have a colon meter before it. You can still do it. But if you want to make it shorter and doesn't take much time to write, because if you do it like this, you can run into an error. For example, you put a space in the wrong place, you put a comma where it should not be, and you can fuck the whole thing up. So I recommend string.format. Basically, you remember the printf statement from C, when you studied HLP1. You can just do the exact same thing as C, but just in Java instead. So percentage S, and then percentage D. And here I want to make a note about a mistake that you can make. This is a very costly mistake that my friend has made, and he's probably failing the warm-up because of that. Luckily, he didn't. This is not the real exam. So pay attention. Title, author, and price. So the mistake he made was when he typed out the format, he added a space. He added a space which fucks up the formatting, and the lines are no longer identical to the output that you should get. Even a space can fuck you up. Like, you think like this doesn't matter? It does, because it makes your lines go up by one space bar, which is not like, since the professor grades with a script, by the way, he doesn't grade it himself. He even said it, like, there's no guarantee that your code will be looked at by a real professor. Like, maybe they'll try, but you know, when you make a mistake like this, like the script is gonna say like, nah, you're failed. Basically, you got the format, you got the output wrong. That's a fail. So if you are doing string format, please do not, like, make sure it's completely accurate to the requirement. Do not make it so like you have a space over here or something. You will fail. So like, that's a mistake you can make, which my friend did make, by the way. God bless him. All right. Now we go to equals and hash code. So over here, it says override the inherited. Let me zoom in again. The inherited equals and hash code to ensure that two instances are equal. Only if the title and author fields are the same. So it's a long sentence for a very simple thing. Again, generate equals and hash code. Remember, it's get class, by the way. It's get class, and you don't tick anything else. Just get class. And then remove the price. That's all. Boom, you get your code. This is correct, by the way. Also, let me tell you about this. Depending on your version of IntelliJ, this code will be formatted a little differently. Like for me, it's like this. But like, you know, like they're all the same. Like no matter what version you're using, as long as it's over 22, the generated version will be correct. Like you don't have to worry about it being different from your friends or anything like that. Oh, my friend has this, why do I have this? Doesn't matter. As long as you have a JDK version that's correct, you can generate the correct thing. Or like your IntelliJ version. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to change anything about this. Just generate it, pick the right fields according to the thing, and you're done. All right, let me move back here. And finally, we implement comparable. So when you implement comparable, you actually want to go up here first. You don't just do the compare to thing. You do implements and then comparable. And then add the name of the class, book. There we go. And then down here, you can do override methods. You can generate it again easily. Generate, remember generate, and then we go to override methods. And then we do compare to in the Java lang comparable. Boom. There we go. You don't even have to write the function. You don't have to remember it. You just need to write it, and then we can write the logic. So what does the assignment gives us? The price of the book, the ascending, the author of the book ascending, and the title of the book that is also ascending. So there are many ways to do this. A lot of students do it like, you know, differently, but we always start with an if statement. This dot price. So price. For an integer, we do it like this. So we just do it just like we do in C. We compare them. If they're not equal, we'll start the sorting. O price. And O here means, I don't remember if it's object or other. I don't remember what Todd said about that, but it's basically representative of another object you're comparing it to. So if you're wondering what O is, it's just the object that you're comparing it to. So like object of the same class, you're comparing the two of them. You return this dot price dot. No, wait. No. Sorry, I mixed it up with the string. Integer. You start with the integer class, by the way, because the integer class allows us to have like the parse int function, which we can use to, no, not the parse int, the compare to. I'm under the compare. I'm being dumb again. This dot price and the other dot price. And if you want to make it descending, you can either add a minus or you can flip the position. If you put O price in the where this price is, so for example like this, and then you remove this, it's still descending. You can totally do this. There's nothing wrong with that. The output will be correct. Or you can do the minus way, like in traditional way, you know, the teacher's way. Anything works. Also, like if my audio somehow cuts out or you can't see the screen anymore, please like open your mic and tell me. Don't let me yap along and like no one's listening. All right. So the next one is a string. So what is the difference about a string? Instead of doing the normal this dot price not equal to, because we can't compare strings like this. No way we can do it like this. Maybe in C we can, here we can't. So we have to, yeah, I got that wrong. Sorry. The author. Yep. And then since it's a string, we get access to all of the methods relating to a string. So we have is blank, hash code, equals. We want equals because equals returns a Boolean. Remember how in C you have 1 as true? Yeah. I'll finish the assignment before the 10 minutes end. Don't worry, guys. Equals means that you're returning true or false. So since you're returning true or false, it can be used for comparison. This is why people ask me why you don't use compare to, because compare to is for sorting. It returns a number. It doesn't return true or false. So when you type it as like compare to, it's not returning anything valuable for you. You can't determine true or false from that. You have to use equals. So equals O author. And then return this dot author compared to O dot author. You see, because now that we have like the Boolean value over in the if statement, we can sort it, which we will use compare to. Because compare to, as the teachers have said, or I hope they said on your class, as they've said, if you do a compare to, it will return a number. And the number is used to sort. If it's bigger, then it will turn a positive. If it's smaller, it will turn to a negative. And if it's equal, it's 0. So when sorting, we use compare to for this reason and not equals, because equals just return true or false. You can't really sort anything with equals, just how you can't determine true or false with compare to. So don't mix them up. Don't put compare to on the top and don't put equal on the bottom. You will fail. A lot of ways to fail in this one. And for the final sorting, you just do return this dot title compare to again O dot title, and then we're done. This is it. Because it's all ascending, we don't need to add a minus. If you want to do descending, just add a minus to it, or just swap the place of this dot author and O dot author, or title and title. Yeah, that's all. It's not that hard. Now that we have this, we are officially done with the class functions. Now we have to define the main function. Main. Remember, guys, like don't try to type everything out yourself. If you type it manually, there's a very high chance of you getting a typo. So wherever you can, generate it. Generate your code. Don't be quirky and like try to like do it manually. You will get way more mistakes that way. So now what do we need? A scanner. We need a scanner for the obvious reasons that, well, we need to scan the input inside of the command line. So scanner and then system. You guys are following along. Like if I'm being too fast, tell me also, please. System.in. System.in is basically system input. So let me read over the comments first. Yeah. Descending string, yeah, I explained it just now. The exact same thing. Add a minus in before it. So, for example, if it is not ascending, if it's descending, you just do. Also, Ricardo, I know you're being silent right now, but you should answer the questions that anyone has, because on the comments. Basically, you just do. Oh yeah, I forgot about tokenization. I completely skipped that step. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry about that. You got that correct. So I'll explain the equals function first. If you want descending, again, add a minus or switch the position of this and O and of the other object. So it's ascending, so we don't need this, but add this if you just want descending. Because it returns a number. So like if you put a negative in front of it, like it becomes the opposite. So all right. The constructor number 4, we need to, as always, we need to generate it. We need to generate it with the constructor. And then instead we select none because we want a purely new constructor that we can completely customize. And in it, we take a string line argument. So we're taking a line that is a type of string as an argument. That is a class of string. That is a string data type. And then in it, we set an array. This is how you do an array in Java, by the way. Tokens equals string the line dot split. So if you remember anything from Python, I'm assuming you don't, but if you do remember, the split function returns all the elements that have been split and returns them into an array. So that's why when we initialize this array, we immediately give it the elements that are like that are the line that's been split by the semicolon over here. So this is what it does. It splits every like thing. So the author, the title, the price by the semicolons. And then all we have to do is do a normal constructor. Like you know how constructor works, this dot not name, this dot title, and also the order for this matters, by the way. If you put this dot author here equals token 0, like it will be wrong because in the file, let me show you the file again. In the file, it specifically says that the input has a format of title, author, and price. Title, author, price. So the order of your tokens function has to follow exactly that. Title, author, price. If you mess up the this part, like it will sort completely wrong because another thing will be author. Like the title will be the author instead of the opposite. Like you will mess up the input, mess up the tokenization. So here we need an integer because an integer we need to parse it. Remember, the string that we're getting is the line that we're getting is a string. You see this? The argument is a string. So we have to make it into an integer by parsing it. Integer parse in tokens 2. There we go. Simple as that. All right. I hope I didn't miss anything else. Define the getters, override 2 strings, equals, comparable. All right. Tokenization. I do not know why I forgot about the tokenization. Like, how did I just glance through that? Like, feels bad. Anyways, the main function, I'm going to go through it quickly. We have 3 minutes left. So we have a scanner, and then we have an array of the item itself. So book, typos, book, an array of books, I'll call them books, equals the new. So yeah, you're making a new array of books that have a maximum of 125, I think. And then you have a counter, which is length. Equals 0. And now we have a while loop. Because this assignment demands that we do EOF, I'll do all the other versions for you guys. But for EOF, you take scanner, has next line. Has next line basically checks if there is a next line. If there is a next line, then it will continue going. And in it, you just need to take the string, create a string line that's basically equal to the scanner's next line. So it will go on to the next line and the next line with each iteration of the loop. So you go, okay, now it's this line. Next time the while loop runs again, it's going to be the next line and the next one. So that's how it works on a simple level. And then all you need to do is put it into your array. That's all you need to do. It's very simple compared to C. So you take the length is equal to new. You have to do new because you're instantiating a new object of a class. So you have to do the new thing, which new book thing, like every single time. New book thing. That's why it's not just book. If you just remove this, it's wrong. Yeah. And we have to increment the length so it goes on to the next index. That's all for the while loop. There is something I want to add after, but I will do it after the next meeting because this is an optional thing. And then we just need to sort it. So you do arrays. Remember, press enter here for it so it imports. If you don't press enter, it will not import it for you. You have to do it yourself. You see how I go up here and it's already imported? If you do not press enter on it, you have to do that line yourself, which is annoying. So, and then you just sort through the array. from 0 to length. So from 0 all the way to the end of the array. And then finally, we print it out with a normal statement, normal for loop. This is the better way to do it because, again, like you don't have to use all the fancy functions that Todd Robert uses. And then do books with I. And yeah, we have less than 1 minute now. So I'm just gonna spend that time to talk about like the function overall. This is all you need for EOS. Technically, like the minimally, this is all you need. But I wanna talk about the if statement that I usually add. So line dot. Actually, I might not have enough time for this. Shit. No, it has to be before the if line is empty break. I add this line because a lot of people don't know that they need to press Control D, or like they don't have it bound because some newer versions of IntelliJ bound it for you, but older ones don't. So when you press Control D, nothing happens. You don't reach EOS and you just get an error. So you need, if you want, and the Talk Robert does this as well, like the main lecturer who makes the lab exams, he